Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Friday, February 17th. Very cold morning out there this morning with areas of patchy freezing fog, but outside of that, partly cloudy skies and plenty of sunshine will continue through the early part of tomorrow as snow returns through the later part of Saturday into Sunday and through much of next week. I'll be breaking that down for you this morning. Keyboards we're going to focus on today. High pressure in control will continue through about early Saturday, so early tomorrow morning. We get seeing those frigid mornings, so areas bottoming out around 20 to 30 below, if not colder, in some of our mountain basins, with some dangerous overnight and morning wind chills continuing. Chances for weekend snow will return later part of Saturday into Sunday, and with that we are going to see an increasing winds, especially on Sunday, and it could lead to some patchy areas of blowing and drifting snow. We are going to kick off a very active weather as we head into Sunday night into Monday. Confidence is increasing on a long duration snow event, starting on, Saturday into Sunday, short break on Sunday for most, and then it continues Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday before we see a break arrive for the later part of the week. We will be having those warmer temperatures, so all that moisture has to get here somehow. So with that, we are going to see some warming temperatures ahead of it. So there will be a rain-snow mix possible in the Magic Valley, lower Snake Plain, and with that, again, breezy to locally gusty winds, and this time we're looking at more areas of blowing and drifting snow. Satellite this morning, high pressure overhead. You can see our next Pacific shortwave descending up through the northern portions of Idaho and Washington. That will be working through the area later part of tomorrow into Sunday. But for today, conditions will remain dry with light and quiet winds, and overall a great day to get outside. Bigger picture for you. So we got the high pressure ridge that will be heading further east into the central United States. This low here off the coast is just doing a great job of bringing in some cloud cover, but nothing too impressive on that. And high pressure ridge following that, this will be the main driver of getting that moisture up and over into our area. So you can see here two pretty large low pressure systems in the Gulf of Alaska, kind of working through the Aleutian Islands right now. These will continue to track further east over the coming days. And you can see here on the water vapor imagery, a lot of moisture will be working up and over this ridge and into our area. You can draw a trajectory on that. But that will be arriving for the later part of the weekend into next week. Weather outlook for the next 5 days. Main concerns, at least for today, just going to be centered around some low wind chills, so very cold wind chills down to about negative 30, negative 40 in some places. But patchy freezing fog are seen a little bit across the upper valley, eastern highlands this morning, with attention turning to later today into tomorrow, again with some low wind chills and patchy freezing fog, with snow starting to work in later in the day. Snow looks to be most impactful as you head out into the eastern highlands, so Teton Valley up towards Island Park and along the Wyoming border, especially as you head into the Tetons. With Sunday shaping up to be a great day in between these active weather patterns. So starting off with some morning snow for much of the Snake Plain, South Hills, and breezy to locally gusty winds, with snow continuing along the Wyoming border region in the southeast and eastern highlands. By Monday and Tuesday, you could start to see here that moderate to even major impacts will be continuing, so certainly could see some very impactful mountain snow periods as we head into next week. Certainly something to keep an eye on as you're headed out there, but we will be having the breezy to locally gusty winds out there as well, leading to some areas of blowing and drifting snow, with temperatures turning colder, about where we're at right now behind this system. Temperatures for this morning starting off single and double digits below zero for most, with areas warmest going to be in the single digits above zero to mid-teens in the Magic Valley. Afternoon highs, teens, 20s to low 30s, and even some mid-30s to low 40s as you head out into Twin Falls. Wind gusts today going to be fairly light, gusts to maybe 20, 25 miles an hour in some places, gusts to maybe 30 in the mountains, but outside of that tonight can be fairly quiet winds ahead of our system working in for Saturday. Temperatures on your Saturday going to be fairly cold again, single digits below zero. Typically, coldest areas might drop down to about negative 15, negative 20, but by the afternoon, 20s, 30s, and start to see that warming trend, low 40s in the Magic Valley. Wind gusts on Saturday, so starting off the day won't be all that much breezy. It's mainly in the mountains, but taking you in the later part of Saturday, starting to see those gusts between 20 to about 35 miles an hour. Could see some locally higher gusts in the higher terrain around Burley, Bear River Range, and up through the Tetons to about 40 miles an hour. Snowfall amounts on Saturday, so most of this will be coming in later in the day, so I'll be able to show a graphic that shows the weekend snowfall, but this will take into account the later part of Saturday, so looking about 11 a.m. through about midnight. But as far as snowfall accumulation goes, it'll be fairly light across the Magic Valley, western Snake Plain, with more impressive accumulations as you head further east of Interstate 15. Temperatures on Sunday can keep it with that cold temperature trend, single digits below zero, double digits below zero in our typically coldest mountain basins. But start to see that warming trend as we head into Sunday. Those warming temperatures do reflect that as well in the afternoon. Afternoon highs in the 20s, 30s to even mid-40s, pushing 50 degrees as you head out towards Glens Ferry. Wind gusts on Sundays, so keep it with that breezy wind threat. Nothing too strong, but keep it with that about 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts well into Sunday. So throughout the day on Sunday and into Sunday night, that'll be welcoming in some continued moisture impacts as we work into the later part of Sunday after a short break around midday. Snowfall amounts on Sunday, so keeping with that continuation generally east of I-15, so along our Pocatello, Blackfoot, Idaho Falls, Rexburg corridor. Still seeing some snow in the morning, but as far as further east, could see some snow showers linger along the Wyoming border region throughout the day. Weekend snowfall total, so looking about 1 to 4 inches along our I-15 and US 20 corridors, headed up into Island Park. But you can see as Island Park and Driggs, Ashton, looking in that better for about 4 to 6 inches. And in the mountains, especially Big Holes, Tetons, looking like a pretty good snow event. Could see about 6 to 10 inches for there. And you can see as across the southeast highlands as well, looking at about a good 4 to 6 inches. Some locally higher totals in the Bear River range. But outside of that, it's going to be fairly light snowfall for everyone else. Temperatures on Monday, keep it with that warming trend. Plenty of cloud cover will be in place, keeping our temperatures on the warming trend. So morning lows on for your Monday are going to be in the teens, single digits out towards INL, but mainly teens, 20s, even low 30s, with afternoon highs on Monday returning to the upper 20s, mid 30s, to even low 50s across the Magic Valley. Wind gusts on Monday, keep it with that breezy wind trend. We will be having those wind gusts between about 20 to even 45 miles an hour in some places. So certainly, that southwesterly, westerly wind component. Could see some locally stronger gusts near the I-84, I-86 interchange throughout the day. And with this, it's going to be leading to some areas of blowing and drifting snow. We'll be seeing more marginal temperatures between the Pocatello-Burley corridor and the Magic Valley and lower Snake Plain, which should help at least for mitigating some of that more blowing and drifting snow concerns. But certainly as you head further north and east will be something to keep in mind. Snowfall amounts on Monday. So we did see a slight drop off for snowfall on Monday in the southeast highlands, but up further northeast towards Driggs Island Park, and especially in the Tetons here, they do fairly well in a northwest flow orientation with this system. So looking at some pretty impressive snowfall amounts for Monday, but taking you into the eastern highlands and southern highlands, still going to be leading to some impactful snow periods in the valleys, mainly about 2 to 4 inches, maybe up towards 6 to 8 as you head into Island Park. But for everybody else, keep it with that dry trend. Those gusty wind component on Monday should keep things mostly dry outside of a few snow and rain showers. Temperatures on Tuesdays. Take a look at those morning lows for your Tuesday. It's going to be fairly warm, 20s, 30s, maybe even some low 40s in the Magic Valley. By the afternoon, not seeing a whole lot of change. Diurnal heating when you have a lot of cloud cover in place is fairly limited. So afternoon highs should be in the 30s to low 40s. And wind gusts on Tuesday. Sound like a broken record here, but keeping with that breezy to locally gusty wind threat, about 20 to 45 miles an hour for your Tuesday, with things starting to taper off as we head into Tuesday night, mainly about 20 to 35 miles an hour. Snowfall amounts on Tuesday. So as you can see, bigger expansion for the snow. Everyone will get on the action on Tuesday. So keeping with that colder temperatures as the system rolls into our area, we're looking at a very impactful period of snow, again, east of I-15. But you can see that expand now. Now it's, south of the Magic Valley, up into the Central Mountains, out in the foothills of the Wood River Valley, up towards the Stanley Basin and Central Mountains. And we'll be looking at a period of fairly impactful snow. And with the breezy to locally gusty wind component as well, could be looking at some areas of blowing and drifting snow and significant reductions in visibility at times. Again, taking you into Wednesday as well. So the snow doesn't stop. We will see, intermittent bouts of it, but trying to track these at least for you. Preliminary look into Wednesday as well. About an inch or two for much of the valley zones, maybe about 4 to 6 and 8 to 12 as you head further east into the Bear River Range and Tetons. But outside of that, conditions will be starting to taper back as you head further northwest. But further southeast, the snow will keep on going for your Wednesday. And by Thursday, keeping with that snow totals, we will be having some colder air begin to work in behind this system. About as cold as we're at now. So right now, about 20 to 30 below in our coldest areas. But with the breezy to locally gusty wind threat taken into Wednesday night into Thursday, will be something to keep in mind for those wind chills. We could see wind chills colder than we've seen with this last cold air. What's out there right now, down to about negative 40, negative 50 along the divide. But in summary today, that about wraps up the weather briefing for today. So keeping with that high pressure and control through early Saturday, chances for weekend snow returning for later part of Saturday into Sunday, and a return to some very active weather as we start into Sunday night and kick off the work week. But that about wraps up the weather briefing for today, Friday, February 17th. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have an awesome day.